It's either an amazing coincidence or another example of insider clout. But it appears it's all in the family when it comes to that troubled flood disaster grant that has left many Cook County residents stuck. Dane Placco now with a Fox Chicago investigation.
It's been like this essentially for what, 4 months now?
Correct.
4 months.
4 months.
Not fun.
No basement.
Charlie Melidosian of Park Ridge is one of dozens of Cook County homeowners living in limbo after the county's promise of flood disaster funds to fix their damaged basements simply dried up.
The river water were starting to drain out.
This is what Charlie's basement looked like in 2008 after several inches of rain caused raw sewage to pour in. He and the other homeowners applied for and received part of a $10 million federal disaster grant administered by the county's Department of Homeland Security. But months after construction workers tore apart their basements, the work has come to a standstill, and the money has disappeared.
Our life is turned upside down. Our kids have, nowhere to play. The third of our house is taken up by the basement being destroyed, and another third is taken up by all the stuff that was in the basement in storage.
Now Fox Chicago News has learned of allegations the man who was hired to administer the county's troubled flood relief program may have been clouted into the job by a high-ranking state official who has supervision over the grant money.
Did your father-in-law help you get the job?
I can't discuss any aspects of the role or the program at all.
Barry Croall of West Suburban Montgomery was something of a mystery man when he was hired by Cook County 2 years ago to handle the disaster grant. He had no experience working for Cook County and seemingly little experience handling federal grants. But Croall's father-in-law is Hero Tamling, Director of Security and Emergency Preparedness for Illinois Department of Human Services. That's the state agency that acted as middleman and passed the federal dollars to Cook County.
On a personal level, did he help you get this job?
No, he did not.
He did not?
No, he did not.
But an internal county investigation to the flood grant fiasco, conducted by an outside consultant and obtained by Fox Chicago News, quotes former President Todd Stroger's chief of staff as saying Tamling, the father-in-law, highly recommended Croall to manage the grant. The family connection between the two was not disclosed to the county, according to the report.
The state absolutely has a problem on its hands. Ultimately, these are federal dollars. It's not an ATM machine.
Cook County Commissioner Bridget Gaynor has been among the leading critics of the county's handling of the flood grant.
Half of the staff that was involved with that emergency management program at the county was hired because they had connections, political, familial, friends, or otherwise. And now the result is that you have people sitting in unfinished basements with appliances in the yard, and they're really paying the price for this.
I'm sure lots of people have lots of different opinions. We did the best we could do with the resources we had available to us.
But did you have the kind of background to administer a grant?
Certainly did.
A spokesman for the State Department of Human Services says Tamling worked at the agency when Croall got the county job, but was not a director at the time, and says Tamling denies exerting any influence to get his son-in-law hired. For Charlie Melidosian and others waiting for their basements to get fixed, they just want the county to do what's right.
Make good on the promises, restore the residents' houses, and then you can figure out what needs to be done from a management point of view of what went wrong. That's not the taxpayers' problem to solve. Fix their houses.
Croall is no longer with Cook County. His contract to administer the disaster grant expired in October. Now, Croall told me today he's reluctant to talk about how he got the job because he's currently cooperating with the Cook County State's Attorney and Cook County Inspector General. Both are conducting investigations into how that federal grant money was spent.
And Dane, bad basement problems like we saw there, that's bad enough. But this grant has created many headaches for the county.
That's just the start of the problems. Well, there was also all the 24/9 contracts. We did all those stories on last year. Some of those contracts were let in order to publicize this particular grant. And those are the contracts that wound up leading to the indictment of Todd Stroger's Deputy Chief of Staff, Carla Oglesby. And there was also that controversial zoo party at Brookfield Zoo for some of the people who had suffered the basement damage, spending like $70,000 on hot dogs and popcorn and prizes for these people, when a lot of people thought that money should have been spent for cleanup.
Dane Placco, thank you.